Before opening any software, we are going to answer one important question. What are we creating? Today, we'll define our Cafe Essentials collection, identify our audience, and decide what products we want to include before we start designing.
To start off, I always look for inspiration. What calls to me? I try to see what it is that is out there when it comes to whatever subject I'm trying to draw. In this case, I'm trying to draw anything related to coffee because, of course, I'm making a whole collection for cafes, right? So right now, I'm not looking for anything specific. I am looking for what sparks creativity in my brain, what tickles my thought process, what feels beautiful, what feels cute, what feels attractive. I really love this cat sniffing the drip. I like this hand close. Really like the composition about this one. And so I'm not really looking at copying certain photos that I have here. If you notice, I try to stick to photos mostly. I do have some illustrations, but it's more about the feel that I get when I see this art or this photography as opposed to the actual thing that I'm putting together. Here, I love the colors, I love the shadows. Here, I love the composition. Here, I love the animal element. The rest, I love the, clean girl aesthetic. So this is just a board. Cosmos is just like Pinterest. This is just for me to get inspired. After I've done my board for the cafe collection, I go into Behance. Why? Behance has all the amazing um, designers that end up creating the packaging and things like that for cafes. So I went into this one and I started taking note. Like, I love that there is the apron. I didn't think about the apron. So I added that as one of my elements to consider when I create my illustrations. I love that they have all the little tools here. Um, this is just a brand design for a cafe, and I really like um, that it has elements that I could incorporate into the type of drawing that I'm looking to make. Same here for the cappuccino. It's just a cat. I remember that I did have a cat in my cafe collection board in Cosmos. So I am here just seeing that again in the same way. I do want to go for like a line simple style because that's how my style looks like. I do want to go for something kind of hand drawn, one line, but more put together because this is how my style is. So remember that I'm not trying to go one to one copying this thing. I'm trying to see what other ones are doing and applying that to my own style. Love this. This is very fun. So once I've done that, I usually go on to my creative board, which is here on Adobe Express. Okay, so I'm looking for a way to make brainstorming. Brainstorm, like map, a mental map of the type of drawings I want to do. So I'm gonna go here and just take the simplest one. Um, let's take this one. I'm gonna customize this template. This is more for myself than anything else. But I'm just gonna go ahead and use some text, and I'm gonna put some text here, and I'm gonna add it as cafe essentials. And for cafe essentials, I'm just going to just because I like pretty things. For cafe essentials, I'm just going to consider the following. I'm going to consider baristas in aprons pouring coffee, serving pouring or making coffee. Pouring. That's going to be one option. For I want to do the same thing with baristas, but I would put barista pet. So a cat or a dog, because they're cute and sometimes you don't want a human um element. You want a little bit of whimsy to your cafe. That's what I'm guessing. Um let me see, what else have I seen? I think I want to have some sort of um hands, just hands pouring coffee, like a sipping coffee in a cafe setting. So not the maker, but the consumer. So I'm gonna put consumer here. And I am going to add to that list I'm going to add to that list different kinds of coffee makers. So machines. So coffee machines like, I don't know, an espresso machine, a French press, things like that. So that would be espresso machine, a French press, etc. And this is just ideation. At this point, I'm just seeing what other designers or other companies or other coffee places, cafes have in their branding, in their design, in their decor. And finally, I'm just going to have a bunch of different kinds of coffee tools and cup types and recipes. Let's do that. So, and now I have a solid group of ideas that I want to explore in terms of my designs. And now I know what I should be asking Firefly. Now we know exactly what we're creating. Next, we'll use Adobe Firefly to explore ideas and build the visual foundation for our collection.